Alright, hello buddy, welcome back to another Payday video. I thought I might as well just do this as a separate video since I tried to record it, like play the whole game through it, and I don't think it's gonna work very well, so yeah. Anyways, what I'm going to be talking about is the recent event that has happened within Payday, that being my God, I'm just looking at Twitter right now and just awful. Just a bunch of things I didn't even want to look at. Like, it's terrible. Anyways, yeah. So, where do I even start? So, this has to do with the recent update with Reservoir Dogs, which probably is the best update we've had in a very long time. There's a new heist, 2-day heist in a long while. That's good. A gun that I don't think is very cool, but oh well. It's the best one. Like, I haven't played a heist in a long time that has made me feel more a part of the game than this one, honestly. And before we start, I want to say the two new tracks, There Is Always Trouble, which is basically just a, remix instrumental of Stuck in the Middle with You, and Mr. Purple. I much prefer the remix of Stuck in the Middle with You. Honestly, I feel like that one is probably the better one. I get a nice feeling with it when I'm really shooting cops. It's weird. It's a nice song. It's very relaxing and everything, compared, to the other one, which is supposed to be intense because that's the game. But I feel a lot better when I'm playing with Stuck in the Middle with You remix by VicLune. Alright, so where do we start? Well, basically, it starts off with Bane telling us we need to go to LA to, he says that since we got you in the country anyways, which I don't understand since, well, I mean, if we went out there to get, say, Ethan and Ela since they're in LA, I would understand, but honestly, I don't like to think about those characters, so really the story is kind of mixed up right now until someone can figure out to piece Diamond Heist and this heist together, since those are the newest heists, honestly. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah. So, it takes place in a modern day Reservoir Dogs, where Bane has been asked to send the Payday crew just to make sure that, everything is safe to go and everything. And, what ends up happening, I'm going to do this in story order. Well, okay, hold on. So far, the only characters that are there are Mr. Blonde, Mr. Pink, and Mr. Brown. As so far, everyone is calling him the guy that, stuff happens. Anyways, so, and how this goes is day 1 is technically day 2, and day 1 is, it's a weird, Quentin Tarantino. It's supposed to be, a full-on, this is how Quentin Tarantino would make this kind of thing. So, you start off, Bane's telling you, go to LA, have a great time, simple job. And then, for whatever reason, you go into day 2, because, that's the first one. And it's Locke telling you, I'm sorry I backstabbed you. I'm sorry about Bane. I didn't think they could touch him. So sorry. And then it turns out that they're, back at the warehouse. Mr. Blonde's about to torture a cop, obviously. And then Mr. Pink shows up. And then you have to defend. Then you get the diamonds in the storage unit. And then you just escape. And Locke starts telling you about how Bane's been looking for this holy grail. And how the safe house is safe again. It's not an unsafe house, it's a safe house. And then you go into day 1, and it explains what happened. And Bane at the start is just like, yeah, it's a simple job, everything's fine. You walk in, and immediately Mr. Brown is shot in the head. Pink runs off, and Mr. Blonde runs to the car and stays in there for the entirety of the game. And meanwhile, you're trying to break into this jewelry store, grabbing as much diamonds and jewelry as you can. And Bane's telling you to run, and Bane's like, don't, underestimate my plans. So Mr. Blonde makes off with all the jewelry and money and, whatever, because there's a Gensec truck, of course. And while you're running down a burger joint... By the way, I find it funny how this pretty much confirms that this is in the Quentin Tarantino real universe. Maybe. Actually, no, yeah, it does, because... in one of the lines that Mr. Pink has, he's like, "Gosh, I wish I was just working at a burger joint." Clear reference to Pulp Fiction, so that's nice. But anyways, while you're running down to the burger joint, escaping that way, Bane weirdly starts to get cut off for no reason, and so the Payday game's just like, Bane. So then they hit in the van, right? They get into the van, and you're going back to the warehouse. But during that segment, Bane is telling you that he didn't know this was going to happen. He's been compromised. The safe house is not safe. Whatever you do, this sounds crazy, but trust Locke. And then he started saying F you a few times, and then the audio just cuts off. And then you would go into day 2 and trusting Locke. So... And the other thing, too, is that they fully, day 1, day 2, while you're in the warehouse, they completely replaced it with Locke lines. All the lines, all Bane lines are replaced with Locke. So, what I'm thinking that's happening is, right, what I'm thinking that's going to happen is that we're going to find out that Bane's dead, which is going to be sad, and that our new contractor and the guy that's going to be controlling everything is going to be Locke. Because, one, that voice actor isn't working for any game company as much as Simon is, and they probably want Simon, because he has to work for 10 Chambers now and is working on the new game, that they're going to let him, they're going to let Bane go out in a blaze of glory by killing him, and Locke's going to take over. I think that's how everything's going to go. And we're going to finish up. I mean, I don't think because this is the last heist of the year, probably, if they release a Christmas heist, which I doubt they will. If they do, it's probably going to be a one-off Vlad heist, of course. But right now, it seems like they're really pushing. From what I remember, when I played the Alaska deal, and at the end of it, they were like, to be continued. I was so upset because it was that whole, okay, they're not really going to continue it until next year, right? So I was kind of upset about that. Until it was around Thanksgiving that they released the H3H3 heist, and everybody was upset about that because, let's be honest, a lot of people wanted them. I'm not going to lie, I was okay with it, but, it's not like I'm going to play as them all the time, and they're not going to be, on my heister list, so. But, I'm not going to be complaining and saying that they shouldn't be in the game, because, whatever. They let them be in the game, I don't care. But they immediately continue the storyline with Reservoir Dogs, which, originally looking at it, I was like, oh, so this is a paid promotion, this is going to be some weird, maybe a one-off heist, or... modern day, whatever, something like that. And I was pleasantly surprised. Originally I was kind of worried because the only thing that made me happy was the trailer. Everything else I was like, I don't know if I'm happy about this. But then I played, the game. And first playing, I was like, this is incredibly difficult. And everybody was saying, oh, there's something at the end. There's something at the end that is, crucial to everything. And I'm like, what? I couldn't hear anything because Seth and Ness were talking over me the entire time. Well, talking over the story, so so I was reading I was reading what I could, but yeah, so what does this mean, you know? Because there's going to be a lot of speculation now, because originally after Alaska Deal and Diamond Heist, I didn't know what was going to happen next. You know, I was thinking, oh, they're probably not going to do anything, right? Which would be really cool if the last heist was Heat, honestly. That would be kind of fun. The sad part is it's probably like one of my favorite heists. Like the Reservoir Dogs heist is probably one of my new favorite heists. And they're probably not going to add it into Payday 3 because, you know, they're obviously going to add all the Pay the heists into Payday 3. I mean, they're just going to probably. And then they got to think of what they're going to add into Payday 3 from Payday 2. Because there's, you know, maybe a few iconic heists that we want. The only one I can't think of is Big Bank. Like, Big Bank was one of the, like, first real heists. And I really want them to add Reservoir Dogs, but I feel like Reservoir Dogs, you know, since it's a paid kind of promotional thing, that they're not going to do it. Sadly. Which is an ingenious way of making it a paid promotion and a part of the story, honestly. Unlike The Butcher. So, what is, like... Because we have to think of, you know, we got to go back to the drawing board. Because a lot of people, right, were just convinced that Locke was, you know, the traitor. I didn't believe so, even though I told everybody that he was probably going to backstab us at some point. But he did it for, you know, helping reasons. He wasn't trying to fully screw us, so, you know, screw us. He did it to get him off our back. And he says that, you know, in the thing that, you know, keeping you in the dark was my plan, or was my call, not Bane's. So even Bane knew. Which, it's one of those things that it makes me think, and it kind of makes sense, you know, during the trailer, or not the trailer, the whole event, because we were in the dark about everything, right? That whole Alaskan deal was the shadiest thing ever, because Locke didn't inform us of anything. We just were told that we were shipping guns to the Butcher for no reason at all, which we could have just did it in a more simpler way, but they had... Anyways, this is just like putting story pieces together. Of course, now we know that they wanted to get us out of Alaska because some people were listening in on us, listening to Bane, so he wanted the Payday, you know, the Payday game to get out of there as fast as he can. So that's why they probably did the whole Alaskan deal to then be like a triple, you know, a backstab on the cops. You know what I mean? Like, they probably want to do it that way. So it's kind of ingenious now if you think about it, Alaskan deal and that whole event now, because this is like that major plot twist, I guess, that everybody knew. Bane even knew that we were going to get backstabbed, and he didn't want to tell us. That's why when you see in the, you know, during the events that Dallas is getting pissed off because, you know, he doesn't know why Bane didn't know. And Bane's like, you know, don't tempt me, Dallas. Don't tempt me. So it's obvious that Bane at that point knew, too, that this was like a whole backstab. And the whole reasoning was just to get us out of, you know, Washington. And this leaves up for debates now, because we've known that there's been a traitor for a while now, right? Ever since we killed Hector, it's been kind of obvious that there's been someone else. It's been hinted at, you know, during the events, during Halloween, the prison nightmare, when you can hear Hodgson's whole audio dialogue that, you know, is like, Hector may have betrayed you, but there's someone else. It's obvious now that it's somebody that even Locke and Bane are afraid of, that even they can't, you know, comprehend, you know, even battle. So I doubt it's one of the heisters, right? And could be the Butcher, though I doubt it might. I don't know. It's now left to more debate, because we know that the elephants already backstabbed us, and if they use that as an excuse, I'm going to be kind of sad, because it's obvious that they've already backstabbed us. So what do we have, right? Who do we have left as contractors? So let me look this up here. Let me Payday 2 contractors, contacts. So, right, we have hold on, let me mute this thing here. So these are the contractors that we have. We got Bane, which we know that Bane didn't backstab us, because even he know about the whole deal. Locke isn't backstabbing us currently, apparently. Hector's dead. Sharon, I doubt would have anything to be a part of this, honestly. Like, I feel like it'd be kind of stupid. The Butcher is a maybe. We definitely know the Elephant is already, backstabbing us. So that kind of leaves 3 options. That leaves the Butcher, Vlad, and the Dentist. Now, I know what a lot of people are going to say. Why would it be the Dentist? We already did stuff for him. And honestly, I don't know. Like, there's just a lot of stuff right now that is making me question who it could possibly be. Because Vlad, he said at some point it's even bigger than Murky Water, bigger than Overkill. It's bigger than anything else, right? The Elephant's already backstabbing us, technically, because, with Bob McKendrick sending the captain on us. The Butcher, I mean, the problem is that we're a valuable asset. I don't know what they would gain. The Dentist is the only one that probably wouldn't gain anything, but I could see might want to do it. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's just, it's difficult right now. I don't know who is the backstabber now, because the Elephant has already backstabbed us, right? We know that. Bob McKendrick backstabbed us. We don't know about the Elephant double-crossing us, right? We don't know if that's true, but I'm going to guess that might be their plot point. Vlad, it would be a weird turn of events, The Butcher, I don't understand why, unless maybe that was the whole plan, too, was to screw over the Butcher at that point. But even then, the cops would have, you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird scenario we got here. So I doubt it's the Butcher. It has to be someone with, and it's someone that Bane has talked to before, right? So I doubt it's Sharon. I doubt it's, unless Hector comes back to life for whatever reason. I doubt it's the Butcher. Don't we have more contractors than that? Hold on, let me look this up. I feel like we have more. I mean, there's Jimmy, but that was technically an elephant heist too. So let's go over to Payday 2. I'm just going to double check, see what we have. Because I'm wondering right now, Come on, just skip. There we go. Alright, so Crime Man Offline, Contract Broker. There's Bane. There's the Classic Heist, which don't count. There's events that don't count, which I hate how they added Safe House Nightmare, but they had to do that for reasons. Hector's dead. I doubt Jimmy would be even a part of that. There's Locke, who's on our side. There's the Butcher, which I would feel would be on our side. There's the Continental, which I feel that would be on our side. So it's either the Dentist, the Elephant, or Vlad, I'm guessing. It has to be one of those 3, because, it's said that, people that Bane used to be a part, used to trust and talk to are backstabbing him now. So, it's a weird, I don't know. It's up for people to decide. But all we know now is that Bane is probably dead. I'm just going to say that right now. He's probably going to die at the end of this, because Simon is busy, doing 10 chamber stuff now. It would be a dramatic ending to such a great character, such as Bane. They'd be adding Locke as an official, our official guy now. It's just, it's just, so much is going on. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. I know I'm kind of ending this a bit shorter than usual, than my usual kind of rants of what's happening within the lore. But yeah, I just I really just don't know at this point, I don't know who to trust. I don't know who's gonna kill us. I don't know, Stuff's on the fence now. I don't know.